identify 3 strategies that have worked for me. So for those of you who are going to be looking at entrepreneurship later, so if you kind of reflect about these things and you know them in advance, it might be useful for you. So I'm going to focus only on these 3 things. First one is about the ecosystem that you're going to be facing when you become an entrepreneur. And I think that's true when you're working today in corporate world as well. It's a very naturally male-dominated environment, and that's a historical thing. So while we can complain about how we're different and who is better and so on and so forth, I think the reality is that the ecosystem is male-dominated. So that has positives and negatives. The positive is you will be underestimated. When you will start your business, people will think, it's okay. It might just be like one new thing. That's a good thing. Your competition will underestimate you. That's a great thing. You will be able to innovate. You'll be able to do things which are very different. People won't notice you so much. Take that as an opportunity. The downside of it is that once you start being a little successful, there is a danger of people feeling aggressive around that. So I'll give you a little example. When I was studying in ISB, there is a case study of a lady who was running her own firm. She was an entrepreneur. Her name was, let us say, Helen. I don't remember right now her name exactly, but her name was Helen. She was an entrepreneur in Silicon Valley, very, very successful. So they wrote a case study about her, about how she managed to build her company and how she built a scalable model and so on and so forth. So one of our professors picked up that same case, and he divided the group into 2. We didn't know that he was doing that, but he gave the same case to one group, where the case was Helen, and gave the other case to another group, which the name was Peter, right? Nothing else changed in the case. It was exactly the same company, the same business, everything was exactly the same. So when we actually presented about the results, when we were discussing the study, the good news is that both groups, both Helen and Peter group, thought that both were very professional, that they were building a very, very scalable model, that they were very successful, right? So that's the good news. Capability-wise, it seemed both teams thought that, both CEOs, Helen and Peter, were very capable. Now, when he asked us, who would you like to work with? It was very interesting because the group who was managing Helen's case, they started saying, Helen is a little political. I'm not so really sure. She's a bit selfish. She looks for herself. She talks about herself too much. She's a bit full of herself. I'm not sure. Versus the group that was handling Peter, and remember it is exactly the same case, word by word. They said, he's a great guy. He's very assertive. We'll love to work with him. So you will face that ecosystem where when you are assertive, when you talk about yourself, when you say how great you are doing, people will resent. So you will have to think about how you're going to balance that. And that takes me to the second point, which is you need to know your strengths and you need to talk about them. So I'm honored to hear the stories of people in our panel today. It's so beautiful to hear them about what they have achieved, how they have achieved it, how they're so proud about the work they've done. It's very rare. If I make you very quickly think about one time where you've been successful, even if you're a student, a time where a project went really, really well, and you think you really had a big, big role to play for that success. If I ask you to tell me why you were successful, and we don't have the time to do this exercise, but I've done that many, many times. You will hear men saying that, of course I was successful, I'm great. I did a great job. Versus women will tend to say, well, I was really lucky, I had a great team, I had a lot of help, and that's what you hear about women entrepreneurs. I have a lot of support from my family. My husband is really supportive, which is true. I mean, I'm not denying that. Absolutely true. But if you ask a successful man, he will rarely say, I have a support from my family. Naturally, he has support from his family. Naturally. Otherwise, he won't be able to do it. Right? But men tend to think about their success for their own inner abilities, and women tend to think about their success because of external factors. And that's a derailer. You have to be realistic. You need to know, of course, you have support, and that's fabulous. But you need to learn from our panelists and say, well, I was successful because I'm actually really passionate about what I'm doing, and I'm actually really good at my work. And don't feel bad about it. Don't feel guilty about it. And that takes me to the third and final point of this. And I think that's also true for students, and I think that's also true for some of you who work in corporate world.